The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 948. Just don't even fuck with this intro. Just go back to camera 2 and let it go. This is the Whiskey Brothers podcast. I like chaotic nights. This is episode 948. Absolutely. Go smoke a cigarette and say hi to Will Loden and let him back in the room. We are the Whiskey Brothers. This is our podcast. Sam Damaris, Trey Tudson, Jerry Wayne Longmire in the empty seat. I'm Slade Ham. As always, we are enjoying the chaos. I like it. There's so many people in the studio. We're joined by Ian D'Artes, our good friend and musician from Houston, Texas, formerly of Hold On Hollywood. I mention that only because it gives people context. I met you through the band Hold On Hollywood.
Right.
I was out with Peter Klett from Candlebox, and he was looking for. He called me up. He had asked. He was looking for a band in Houston that could play some Candlebox songs, and he needed a vocalist that could sing. And the people I turned him on to, none of them could do it. And he was like, they found somebody. And I showed up, and it was you guys. And that was many years ago.
Right.
And the road has been
2016.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like 5 or 6 years ago.
Would you say it was far behind?
It was.
You know what's crazy is that I got to share the stage with Peter, the original guitar player, and the original vocalist.
So you're on the new Candlebox album,
I am.
Wolves, that comes out this month.
I
and
am.
you're actually doing backing vocals on that. And
so Nick and I are doing gang vocals on one song, their song Riptide. And then there's a B-side song on the record where I do harmonies
get
with
one chain, now you're going to say gang vocals. All right.
Oh. Hey, I got this from Johnny Dang, so I'm going to need you know.
You got from who?
Dang.
Oh, shit.
Dang.
God damn,
Dang.
you blacker than
that
me all around.
motherfucker tiny.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Saw Johnny Dang a couple weeks ago. I was like,
Is that the grill guy?
I will knock Johnny Dang the fuck out.
And you're
son.
like 5'2".
Yeah, and he gotta be 4'11.
You got.
Got Trey feeling aggressive.
Hey,
Right.
he's hustling, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm not knocking this. That don't mean he can fight just because he hustling.
He can pay somebody to beat your ass.
I was about to say, there's a lot. He got a lot of friends. He got a lot of friends.
And you got
Including him.
capitalist society.
Nobody's questioning you, Trey.
Capitalism.
Nobody's questioning you.
Right.
Like you could take all the people under 5 foot.
When is the best time to knock out your father?
The best time to knock out your
Anytime.
father. Well, I
When
would
he's
say
fucked up.
for me, anytime after 2008,
Okay.
because he died in January.
I figured
Wow.
you were gonna go there. Jerry Wayne, you got a lot of hate for your daddy. When is the best time for you to knock your father?
Last time we squared off, I was almost 30 years old. So
Really?
After football.
You got.
In the
40 years
driveway.
ago.
In the driveway.
So you guys squared off in the 30s.
Yeah, it didn't go any farther than that. It's the first time we ever squared off that he looked at me and was like, "Oh shit." You know?
So I was like 13.
Physics aren't the same as they used to be.
Right?
Yeah.
I was 13, 14, 14. I don't know what happened. I just got up one day. My dad was talking loud in the living room, and I just stood there and just was staring at him. He was like, "What the fuck happened to you?" I said, "I'm feeling bold today." And
Oh,
this
shit.
nigga threw me in the kitchen. Like, I mean, like hard. Ugh, threw me in the kitchen. I haven't tried to hit him since.
See,
My dad just turned 78. If he was
Would you
like,
try?
put him up, I'd be like, I don't want. I would say some bullshit like, I don't want to hurt you. You're 78, but it's really, no.
Sam's
You
dad's
still could handle your
Sam's
ass.
dad
Oh,
is a
shit.
Vietnam vet who's been beating his ass since he was 2.
No, you walk in the house late and you sneeze and he's ready
He
to
was
kill you.
on his
Sam,
own.
Sam's in that situation with his dad. You ever seen it like where they do those science experiments where like they lock something in a cage for a minute
Okay.
and just when it's convinced it's in a cage, then they leave the door open and that bitch still won't leave the cage?
Yeah. it's
That's
like
him
I'm
and his
stuck.
dad,
I'm
78 years old in the driveway.
It's like, yep, nope, nope.
That's a 12-year-old him still scared.
Yeah,
Going back
that's
in the
what they
cage.
do.
My dad
Imagine.
was my dad never laid hands on me. I can think of one time in my entire like presence with my father that he actually physically did anything to me at all. Once. My stepdad, on the other hand, tried it a couple of times.
Yeah, that don't work well with stepdads.
Nah.
No, they ain't got the heart.
Nah, he ended up
You
in a
catch
Coming in
fucking
second
ass, bro.
hand, homie.
That was a,
You ain't shit to me.
but it was one. He,
I want to hit you for my real dad. You can't come in there and do this.
my stepdad came into the picture like I was probably 13 at the time, so I was
Oh.
too young to really. I couldn't do a whole lot.
No, that's the worst time. You fucking just got testosterone. This motherfucker gonna come in and try to be an authority figure.
Yes.
You get fucked up, homie.
But no, 13-year-old me didn't have the physicality to do it. 15, 16-year-old me did, and he had about 3 years of saving shit up to deal with. So it was things got real ugly once I became like late teens.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
younger
Got
me, I
that,
just
once you got that arm length, that reach.
Nah, fuck that. You get that driver's license and you can leave.
Me and my old man squared off a number of times. It just never worked out in my favor. But
Yeah.
he hit me so hard in our carport one time that I was like spinning around trying to grab shit to hold myself up. And I hit the ground, and he pulled out a lawn chair and sat there and watched me, and I wouldn't get back up. I was like, And he goes, I won't have to talk about this again. And he got up and put his chair up, went in the house.
there's something to knowing when to stay down. That is a skill that I have seen poorly exercised by people in the past. At my brother's wedding, we were in Mexico, and my cousin, my brother's best man, who was his best friend at the time, is an asshole. I lived with the dude for a year and a half. The dude is just a dick. Not a bad guy. Great guy. Just a dick. My cousin grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He grew up in Southeast Texas, then moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He was a tugboat captain for a while. He's just this dude grew up, he's had a three-wheeler handlebar go through his side. He shot himself in the calf with his shotgun. This dude's just a country boy. So
And he has the physicality.
and he's about 6'3" and about 240.
Okay.
Cut to the wedding, night before the wedding. We're all kind of hanging out, having some drinks. My brother's best man / best friend gets a little drunk, gets a little cocky, says something to my cousin, who promptly stood up off his chair and knocked this dude back about 8 feet. He punched him one time. It wasn't even a question. He just stepped up and clocked him. And this dude went up in the air, landed on his back, and he stood up. It was the most gangster thing I've ever seen. It was really, he stood up, he started to take his shirt off, and my cousin just looked over at him. He goes, "You better put your shirt back on, bruh." And he turned around, better put your shirt back on, and spun
Turn his back to him?
back to him and
Yeah,
finished
that's
his
straight
drink.
up disrespect.
It
That's
was,
just a,
and the dude put his goddamn shirt back on.
that's a you ain't gonna do shit.
And
That's
he
just
handed my
straight up.
brother that ring the next day with sunglasses on and one of them pieces of tape over his nose.
Breathe right strip.
Oh shit.
Start
Oh, my-
snoring
it's
during
called-
the wedding.
It's called an act right strip.
With 2 Ks. That's a
Yeah, man.
What about you, Adam the Spineless? What is
wait, where?
Who is that directed at?
not you, Chubby? What have you fought? Did you have a dad to fight? Let's start
Talk
there.
about my weight one more
Did I
time.
have
I'm
a
gonna pick
dad?
this white dude up. And
Nah,
hit you
bro.
with it.
I've had that
I can't
happen
even
before.
get the hate crime if I hit you with another white guy.
Oh my god.
My dad was mugged and killed when I was 1.
Oh, you just said that to make me feel bad. What actually happened to him?
Yeah, I did.
That's not even on.
Yeah,
You didn't
and
even
now-
say that with authenticity.
And now he's Batman.
So basically, my dad got me into music.
oh, okay.
I became an adult, and he said, "Get a real fucking job."
Whoa.
That guy-
And then I said, "All right." And
My
then I haven't
mom-
spoken to him.
My mom put me in theater when I was 12. And then I decided I wanted to be a fucking performer for a living, and she got mad. I'm like, this was your idea.
Yeah, you put me to this, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I don't know anything now.
We're talking about dads. They're in the chat talking about moms and chanclas and just like getting beat with
Moms,
fucking
what?
shoes. Well,
My mama didn't need no shoe, boy. She's fierce.
My
So
mom.
y'all know Roach,
y'all
right?
Funny.
Roach used to always tell me stories that his mom would kick the chunkla up and catch it and throw it at his ass. And then he hit him and say, now bring it back or whatever. And I was like, dude, I would kill to see that fucking shit. Blah, blah, blah. And then one night we went over to his mom's. He had to pick up something or whatever. And his mom loves me. And I just got bold enough to ask. I go, okay, so he told me this story that like whenever you got in trouble, you would kick your shoe up. And all I said was kick your shoe up. And she just went boom, boom, and bam. And she popped me with the fucking shoe. She did it like in her 60s. Just wham, wham. And it's so fucking fast. And she goes, now bring it back now. And I just was like, this motherfucker is not lying. Every
Yes,
word
ma'am.
is.
Yes,
She
ma'am.
got me right in between the fucking, like right here in the sternum. Aim was fantastic. I was terrified.
That's a Mexican skill set, bro.
And she got another shoe ready.
Oh yeah, she's got another one.
I'm not
in
as
case
fast
I have a brother.
I'm not as fast with the left.
You didn't drop that old lady?
Oh, listen to 5'2".
I'm just
How
saying.
tall was she?
You out here slapping homeless people. Hey, motherfucker hit you with a shoe?
I just caught a shoe dead in the center of the chest. She said it to stun, and it happened in half a second.
As a grown man,
I don't want to try to close that distance. Like this hits badly.
That does nothing, but can you spam me some change too many times? That just sets the trigger off.
Yeah, you
Bitch
might
hit you with a shoe. I gotta take that.
But it's,
one.
it's one of the Mexican chocolates that's the wooden bottom. Like that, that's a broken nose. I
That
mean,
is-
with an
that is-
acrylic strip.
Yeah,
right
now you
there.
thinking like, I'm the best man now.
Look at me.
Hey, it'll get your attention quick.
my neighbors across the street when I was growing up had a Puerto Rican family, and their Puerto Rican mother and father were the two most. I've never been scareder of two people in my life than their parents. To this day,
yeah.
I think. And I used the dad. The dad was an old Puerto Rican boxer. Like he was a boxer in Puerto Rico, came over here, and he worked to my benefit because I was getting beat up on the bus one time, and these dudes here's how bad I was getting beat up. The bus driver on my bus, every day I'd get beat up. When I got on the bus, shut up, man. I would listen, sit up. Let's go somewhere.
I'm picturing a little you in a gas
Yeah,
station.
bro. Hey, I get to go to school too.
With a book full of with a handful of comic books and shit.
Yes.
Wrapped in a
Bro.
belt.
You
They
catch
used-
your boat
yeah,
on
and a
ass
belt over my
whoopings,
back.
too.
Bro, they beat my ass so bad one time. I got on the bus. They started beating my ass. I got off the bus. They got off the bus to beat my ass. The bus driver waited, and I got my ass beat. So this happened a couple of times. Finally, I got off the bus. I was like, well, fuck this. My neighbor's a Puerto Rican boxer. These are just some 17-year-old punk-ass bus riding bitches. So let me get them to chase me slow, right?
Okay.
Just slow enough for me to get back to that house and bang on that door and the Puerto Rican boxer to come out. And they beat my ass no more. That was the last
the
damn
last
time.
time, yeah.
That was the last damn time.
How many of them was it?
That's that Mr.
Three.
Miyagi
Three
approach.
guys.
3.
Yeah.
Well, so here's what happened. One of them, Keith, he punched me in the mouth one day because he thought I had tripped him when he was going down the center of the bus aisle. And what had happened was he was going down the center of the aisle, and I fucking tripped him. So he spun around, and he punched me in the mouth, and that's where the whole thing started. Anyway,
Man,
I got the whole.
Go ahead, fam.
I got my ass whooped by a kid in the neighborhood, and he lived a couple houses down. I came home fucked up. Pops was like, "I ain't come back in here. Go fuck about."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I went outside, walked around the corner, waited for a minute. It's like, "Yeah, I whooped his ass. Can I come home now?" He goes, "Where is he?"
show me
"Oh,
a
he's in his
body.
ass." "Nah, bring him back here."
Yo, damn.
Went to the dude, was just like, "Look, man, can you just come back with me and just say that I beat your fucking ass? I just want to go home. Like, I don't
You
want
just
to
tell
fight
my
no
daddy
more."
I whooped
No,
you.
just tell my daddy I whooped your ass. And dude was like, "I ain't going nowhere with you." And I looked down right behind him.
Now I got beat
There was
your
a
ass.
broken tree branch.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker got
I-
brained in
I-
the head with a fucking tree branch.
Yeah.
I was like, "You can come with me, or I will keep hitting you with this fucking piece of wood."
I think our old men have a lot in common because I had an older kid that picked on me, and my dog got loose. I went looking for him with a chain, and the kid ran out in the street, punched me in the face. I went home crying, and my dad was like, "Why didn't you stand up for yourself? You had that damn chain in your hand. If you go back out there, you come back in here crying, I'm gonna beat your ass, right?
Yep.
Go find that damn dog." So I go back up there. Well, here's that kid. So I just took that chain and wore his ass out. And when him and his daddy showed up at our house with welts all over him, all of a sudden my dad was like, "What's wrong with you? Why'd you hit a guy with a chain? What is wrong with you?"
My dad did that too. Like I wore this motherfucker out with this goddamn piece of wood. I come back, I was like, see? And my dad was like, get the fuck in here before someone calls the cops. He wasn't mad at me, but he was just like, whoa.
Oh, my dad flipped script on me. He was mad as hell. What's wrong with you? What the
But
hell gave you
my
that
dad was
idea?
trying to teach me how to throw hands. He didn't expect me to pick up a goddamn piece of lumber and fucking hit a guy in the fucking head.
Man, I was in first grade. This dude was in pre-K. He was kicking my ass every day. Ran home. My dad was like, hey, you better go out there, handle up, or I'm going to kick your ass. And then I lost again. He was like, well, you already got your ass whooped twice. Just go to bed.
Just get on it.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, he was
Put
like,
you
I
under
can't
pressure,
even-
you still fucked up.
I got my ass whooped twice. My mom came home and kicked my ass.
I can't remember what I
Don't
did.
ever listen to your daddy again.
I can't remember what I did, but I was 12, and I did something. My mom was, she went and got my stepdad's belt and was just like, you know what, you're not too old for this. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. And I just took off running, and my mom went inside, went to the kitchen table, and she just grabbed a chair, and she sat it right in front of her apartment and said, you ain't got nowhere to go. You're going to come home sometime. And she just sat there reading the fucking Bible. And I just, every couple hours, I was playing with friends. Every couple hours, I'd come around the corner, look at the front. She'd be like, oh, come on over here.
She
And I was
just got
like,
that
oh,
spare the rod verse on loop.
Was she reading New Testament or Old Testament?
I don't know.
Revelation.
But it was about 9 p.m. where I did that. Remember
There's a
Gus
difference
Fring
in
from
ass
Breaking
Yeah.
Bad? Just straightened the necktie and was just like, all right,
You don't
were
want that
about to die.
Leviticus
Salute.
ass
Go get this
whooping.
ass whooping.
And I think, I'm like, yo, man, I'm fucking hitting people. I'm a man now. Boy, that third or fourth swing, I was like, this still hurts.
My mom was a beast with a belt because she raised 4 of us, right? Like she had custody.
She had no choice.
Four boys.
man.
She had custody. I was the oldest. We were hellions. There were I don't know how we didn't have to buy the house we moved out of that we was renting. We did,
This shit
bro.
just-
There were. I remember I threw a baseball bat across the living room at my brother, and missed his head, but it went through the wall, and then I just hung. My mom came home.
No.
My mom came home, and I had taken like this rug that was on the floor
And
hung it on the wall like a poster over the.
Yo, the shit you used to do, bro. I remember I shaved the back of my head on accident. I don't know how. Well, I don't
Yeah.
fucking know. I shaved it, so I'm trying to hide from my dad so he don't fucking see this.
Right.
And he has to take us to school. We
No,
missed
you
the
go
bus.
first. You
Yeah,
go
I'm
first.
like, no, Dad. My dad
You go
goes,
first.
Stop being a fucking gentleman. I swear to God.
You moonwalk your way to
Stop
class.
being a fucking gentleman and walk in front of me. And he sees the ball spot. And he slapped the shit out of me right in front of all these white people.
Did you
tell you
y'all
something.
ever get switches?
Oh,
yeah, my mom.
Who has
My
beat me
grandma
with a
did.
switch,
My
bro.
grandma did.
Oh.
My mom never. My mom thought it was cruel, but my grandma didn't give a fuck.
I grew up
Nah.
in a belt family.
My mom thought
Yeah.
it too,
We're
but
a
my
belt
dad didn't
family.
give a fuck.
We were belts, but my neighbor had a bush. Bro, it was
My dad beat me with a Halloween costume.
You spend that 13 minutes trying to pick the one that's gonna
At
hurt the
least your
least.
childhood wasn't all bad.
it's
God damn.
and she
That's
left the
great.
window open, Jerry. Let me tell
Right?
these stories.
Exactly.
It was the
Wow.
80s. Listen.
80s.
This is
I feel like I'm in the forest. This is beautiful.
this is the 80s. Listen. This is
Volume 1.
Serena, I got whooped with a belt that said Sam on it. Yeah,
That's
we
the
went,
vaults
we
of
went down to
lore.
Mexico. We went down to Mexico, and the little Mexican ladies who get the engraved leather belts or whatever,
Yeah.
they fucking bought me one, and I was so cool going to school with my little belt that said Sam on it, and then I got the shit beat out of me with that motherfucker. Yes,
my
me
mom.
too.
My mom's in the Switch. We will mention Vaults of Lore, and we will come back to it. VaultsofLore.com studios, of course, bringing you this episode. My mom, you would have to pick the right size, right? Too big would hurt too bad. Too small would break it too early, and you would have to go get another one
Right.
to replace it and
then
start
just
over.
larger
That's
than
a
that
tradition.
was that's like skin lacerations. Too
Yeah.
big breaks the fucking pelvic bone, but there was a happy
You don't want to
medium.
branch.
Yeah, there was a happy
that
medium.
shit.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that
And
shit.
my,
Oh, we
my
broke his hip. Let's
granddad
go.
would just grab whatever was close. And my papa, I remember one time jumped up and grabbed, we were out at the lake and I was lying about something. And jumped up and grabbed a piece of a log off the ground, like a pine log about this big around. And he started hitting me with it. It was rotten. Every time he hit me with it, it broke. And it got madder and madder till he just picked me up and threw my ass. He just
What
beat
was,
this thing to smithereens, you know. They grabbed
Neither of
the
my
whole-
grandfathers ever touched me.
What was time out like for you?
Oh,
Already tell.
sit up straight on my knees.
And play guitar.
And
No grains of rice.
no,
nothing?
sometimes I had to do the juggling of the book thing, where I had to
Yeah,
sit on my
yeah.
knees, and if I slouched, my time got reset.
Wait, did you have the book on the head? How'd that
no,
work?
on my hands like this,
Ah.
and so I had to back straight, hands up, knees
Hold yourself perfectly posturally.
in the corner.
My daughter's dad my daughter's mom, her dad made them do soup cans.
Oh
out like
God!
Jesus.
I bet he was a
Hey,
rip
I'm
though.
glad you
I'd be like,
finished
Dad,
that
I love
sentence.
this shit. Look at
You
this.
say my daughter's
I'm
dad.
ripped.
Nigga, what are you doing?
Every time my
You
kid
training your
fucks
kid
up,
to
I-
beat your ass. I ain't doing that.
I make them hold 2 35-pound kettlebells for an hour.
You're right.
That's at Bart's house.
This is the whole thing. Is like I'm listening to all this. I'm like all this shit about raising boys, and I'm like, and I'm so glad I have a fucking girl because I'm just like, we're never gonna throw hands. I hope not, because she's bigger than me.
Bro, she can beat my ass.
By the way,
Would you throw hands with your daughter?
I'd knock his daughter out in a motherfucking heartbeat.
Hell no.
hold up, man.
Hey,
Look,
I'm serious.
look,
If she
look.
sized
In
you up
front of
like
him.
I sized my dad up and said,
She-
Dad, I'm
You
feeling
didn't hear
bold
she
today.
whipped his ass the last time he went to visit her?
That was unexpected.
Is your dad the same height as you?
No, my dad's much taller.
Oh.
I'm not even his.
But still
By
got
the
the
way-
bad eyes.
by the way, 14 years old today.
Wow.
I
Happy
have
birthday.
What a big day today.
14-year-old. Huh?
14
Today's a big day.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Man,
is.
was she
right?
was born the same year Rach and I got married. That's
It
cool.
celebrates the beginning of her life and the end of Bryant's. It's
Don't let him
you
lie
asked
to you,
to
Bubba.
come here.
Yeah. Signed up for it.
It gets better and better if you do it right.
Let's say we say that if you weren't
you so
watching the
sweet.
previous episode, good friends, longtime fans, Jenny and Bryant got engaged right here on the
Yeah.
podcast. Hello to everybody in the chat. Trey the Trainer, what's up? You got the stream pulled up on the upstairs TV. Mad support
Oh,
to
he's
everybody
white.
else in the chat.
You see that Y on
We
the
love
end
you.
of
Dan
that tray?
Danzy's in the chat too. Thanks a lot, buddy. That's a new subscription there. And we want to encourage you guys, if you're following us on Facebook, you should make the move to YouTube. We do the Facebook thing, but YouTube is kind of our spot now. It's a
Yes,
repository for all things. We do a lot of shows. We do the Whiskey Brothers on Monday, the flagship show. Tuesdays is This Thing On, a show I host with a lot of local young comics. We have
And
some
then whenever the spirit moves us.
the Spoiler Room, which you hosted in my absence. I was evacuating from Florida yesterday or day before, whatever it was. I drove back through all of Louisiana in a hurricane.
Which, by the way, Charita, I'm glad to see you in the chat. I'm glad to see that you are safe, baby.
yeah, that's hurricane season
shit.
sucks, and
Yeah,
New Orleans
man.
has been getting rocked.
Bummer.
It
Yes.
cut my vacation short a day, but more importantly, a lot of friends and family and people we know in Louisiana are probably out of electricity right now, so you cannot hear us do this shot on your behalf.
I lost electricity during Spoiler Room. I was like, the one time I run it, and bam, we lose the feed. Like,
Oh, hell.
dude, like massive thunderstorm, and then we came back, and luckily because this is my first time running through fucking the software and running the stream, and so I see that thing up. I'm like, how the fuck do I do this? And I was like, if I stop streaming and start streaming, it's just gonna be a separate episode or whatever, and then just boop, there go our faces again. And I was like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
And Slade's in Florida like, what is this motherfucker doing?
No, Slay was on I-10, just like, I don't give a fuck what he's doing.
As
Get me
Ralphie
the fuck
would
off.
say, stoned like a biblical whore.
Wow.
Ooh,
Listen
you
to the
probably
podcast.
I
smoked
love that
pound
one.
on
It's
I-10.
stoned like a gravel road. Those
That's-
were
that's
my
a good
two
one. That's-
favorite.
yeah.
I stoned like a gravel
Have you guys
road.
done podcasts on the road yet?
So, what do you mean? Like,
Not
Like-
from a car, but like we've done
Like
from
going on the
remote
road, you're
locations.
doing shows and
So we
stuff,
did-
doing podcasts on the way over
we
to
did
shows.
in Europe last year. Was it us? Was it me and you, or who else?
No,
would have
but
been
didn't
with
we
us?
do one from the hotel room in Jordan?
So we did. We've done them from a couple of the overseas runs. I know with Julie Scoggins and Jason Salmon. Cheeseman was with me. So we've done a handful of Whiskey Brothers episodes. from
Whiskey
the road.
Brothers on the road.
Yeah, I
on
like.
the go.
It's fun.
I
Well,
like
y'all
it
done
that way.
Y'all done some of the
And we've
cons
done some
stuff.
live convention stuff
Now
too.
here's the thing: we used to be audio only, and that was very, very easy. Ever since we switched to video, like it's this shit doesn't fit in a fucking backpack. You know what I
fucking
mean?
put it in a van.
Right?
Travel around the U.S. and have a podcast.
Well,
in
no,
the back
but
of your
what I'm
van.
saying, well, we had the cool ones where we were doing it like,
That's the
yo,
new meta.
we're coming from the Middle East, like they're dropping bombs just over there right now. We're doing
Right.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't fucking load this shit up and check this.
Yeah,
If
but
you
if it's
should-
audio, you could just tell them that's happening.
That's true too. You don't even have to go. We're live in Iraq.
You just play Platoon in the
We're
background.
journalists. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because
fun.
wait a minute, because didn't we do one that night when we got to Qatar and I snuck that bottle of whiskey in and we were like, we can get executed for this
I don't
bottle of
know.
whiskey.
We landed.
imagine?
We landed in a dry country.
Just a comedian. Don't
with-
kill
with-
me.
With like $120 bottle of Canadian whiskey.
Hang on. Preface. I had gone to Canada before. This guy had given us a very nice bottle of whiskey. I drank it. So I was in the
And I was
doghouse.
like, "You're an asshole."
I was in the doghouse for doing this. So I went back to Canada, and he brought us a $120 bottle of whiskey. And I was like, you know what? I owe it to my boys. I'm not going to fucking do it this time. And I put it in the luggage. And we flew, and I had to meet this motherfucking Qatar. And there's big signs of alcohol forbidden and this, that, and the other, and this is banned in this country. And I go, hey, Slade, he just gave me a $120 bottle of whiskey. And you put your thing, they randomly make you put the thing on the belt or whatever, and I'm walking through with my bag, and they just let me walk through. And
Love it.
so we
Don't
get
you
to the
love it?
hotel, and I just open it, and I come to Slade's room, and I was like, here's the thing. This has to die now. Which, between the two of us, especially back then, this was pre-pot Slade, and he couldn't do it on anywhere
Slade
there at all.
BC.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we had BC with us.
Yeah, BC was with us, and then we just start fucking drinking, and BC starts playing, and then we were like, hey, man, do you have the Globe? Because that was what we were recording on then, and he was like, yeah, I do. And so just in his hotel room, we just popped up, and we started recording, and like at this point, there are no glasses. We're just slugging out of this goddamn bottle,
Hell
and
yeah.
it's amazing, amazing whiskey, and like I'm scared to throw it away. Right, I was like, if they
You're
come
gonna
in
see
the
the
room, they
bottle.
see it in the trash can. So what I did, I put it in a plastic bag. I put it in the trash can, and I smashed it in the fucking dust.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yep, that was
They will kill you.
J.P. Weiser's dissertation was the not that Qatar
It
is
sounds like a movie.
it does doesn't J.P. Weiser's dissertation.
Out now, 24.
Brought to you by vaultsoflore.com.
November 24th. Out now.
When we went to Iraq, they told us it was dry, but every base we got to,
Well, so here's the thing about Iraq.
something showed up in a water bottle.
Hey, Jerry.
Or shampoo bottle. Shampoos are the good
Here's
ones.
the thing about Iraq. Go ahead.
Jerry, stop snitching. Go ahead.
I ain't snitch. I ain't said no names.
We were
no
in.
base names.
So I've been to Iraq. I think it's 6 times, 5, 6. It's been enough. It's been dry every time. The Australians know where to find alcohol. They always
Yes,
have
sir.
alcohol.
Yeah, the Anzwax got it.
But the last time I was there, it was the first time I'd been back. So they did the withdrawal in 11, and then 14, I think they put everybody back. They were sending people back. We went. You were there for that, right? It was me, you, Brendan, Laura. So it had been dry the whole time I'd ever been, and then this time the State Department was running like just outside of the airport. They had this little compound, and it wasn't where we had been before. So it was just this weird little State Department area, and they don't have the same stipulations combat soldiers do. So we lit a bonfire of pallets in the Iraqi desert, and they were pulling out $100 bottles of scotch, and it was all the
I'm
big shit.
sitting in front of a
Bro.
12-foot fire with a bottle of Hennessy in my lap.
Smoking cigars, drinking the highest dollar whiskey you can drink in
man,
Iraq, and you're just looking around. You're like, everybody here is. This is not a.
This is so
Anybody,
late.
anybody who walked by and saw us sitting there was like, "Fuck them." Like,
Yeah, I went in 08. It's like 4 years after the invasion. You know, it was still kind of rough.
Oh, yeah.
my
Jacked
first time
up.
was 08 because you went one time before me. but
07,
my first time
07.
was 08.
I went 07.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was there in all the
07.
even numbers. I was there at 6, 8, 10, and then 11, 14. So
I went
5.
in June of 07 because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, it's a good time to visit. It was
Lost 18 pounds.
So the
in
hottest
6 days.
The,
It was
what's
great.
what's the hottest you've been? The hottest I've been in.
It was
and
132 degrees.
Okay.
131.
136 or 9. I got to look at the
God.
photo. This was in Qatar. And people, I do the joke. I go, you can't explain that temperature to people. I go, you know how like when you open the oven and you lean in and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
People live there.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the
right when
hot.
you walk out the door.
It's the hottest. It's oppressive on like a spiritual level.
Did you? I
So,
was the
whoa,
dummy
whoa.
that when I first got there, because I've worked outside in Texas summers all my life. I
Yeah.
can handle heat for a big guy. And so I was walking around there, like, every time we walked by one of them bins full of them giant water bottles, they're like, grab water bottle, hydrate. And I was like, I ain't carrying
I
that
was
big
about to
son
tell
of
you.
a bitch
First of all,
around.
we beat that. We beat that trip to Djibouti when
When the
if
bird
you-
fell out of the sky?
bird fell out of the sky, and
Oh, yeah.
you were not allowed to walk past a building with AC. If you had to go to the DFAC and there were 5 buildings there, you had to walk into
You'd take a
each
break.
one And if they caught you doing it, they're like, get your ass in there.
They kept
it was
telling me
the
about
worst.
the water like that. They were like, "You got to drink, got to drink it." And I
It was
like,
the
"Man,
worst.
my
Is that
all
head
the time?
hurts and I'm pissing
Yes.
orange.
If the sun is shining, yes.
You've never been in anything this hot.
Why?
You're just getting cooked.
I couldn't
is a
see
desert?
because of the dreads. Every time I went outside, the sweat was in my eyes. Like it was you and Brendan. At some point, y'all just had to I had to do this, and I had to walk behind them. It was the hottest. It's the absolute most miserable. And then the first time we went, I swear to God, it was a soldiers fucking with us. Every night we went to bed, they would trip a switch.
Bro,
and
they
turn
did.
off
They
the fucking
turned our
AC
fucking AC
in a
off.
tent. And we would go complain and be like, the AC's broken. Like, it's just a switch.
Let me explain.
And
They were Marines, and Sam really sucked the first night.
Oh, so they hazed you.
Bro, they straight up listen. They really hated
So they
Sam the
pretended
first
like
night.
they were going to kill you a few times.
They didn't know that I was in the same tent. I did well the first night.
well, we also had our own private tent, so they were kind of like, fuck these dudes.
It was just us. We're two dudes in a tent, and then that band joined us one night. Anyway, but it was
That
just
sounds like
us.
the name of a sex tape.
We're
Two dudes in a tent.
Two dudes in a tent.
Two dudes, one tent. We were.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were.
We woke up
That'll still
every
traumatize
day.
you.
We woke up every day like we were doing hot yoga. Like it was so fucking bad.
They would physically shut off the AC, and then the French fighter jets would wake you up at 6 a.m. So you just wake up hot,
Sweat.
sweady, and
Mad.
mad.
Oh, my
Yeah.
that second day when I realized I could
And
say
imagine
whatever.
having to do that after a bad set. No.
No,
Exactly.
no. He's not being a dick. It's the
I know,
worst.
you've
It's
done
the
worse
worst set
story.
ever. But once I realized I could do that, I could do whatever. The second night, I go, some bitch keeps coming over and turning off the AC in her damn tent every night. I go, and then right afterwards, I wake up sweating, and I can't go back to sleep when they fix it because you assholes launch fighter jets at 7:30 in the morning every fucking morning. And they go, those are French planes. And I said, I'm being woken up by the French? How fast do you have to fly to wave a white fucking flag? And dude, the Marines just fucking, they was like, okay, we'll let them have their AC.
It was very cool every night after that. Amazing.
I did the same shit to Will Load one time. I was taking, but not in Iraq or anywhere crazy. But I was taking him to a show in Richmond, and like on the way there, I was like, "Hey, you got to be clean, by the way. It's a Rotary Club."
You told me this story.
Wow.
That's such an asshole move. What were you gonna say, Trey?
It just those places that just sound like places where they shoot people for wearing a hoodie for different reasons. Like, this
They
isn't
do.
about race. This is about stupidity.
Where you buy that shit? All right.
That's
Oh, why? Buy
Hey,
that
so swerve to the left. What's the wildest thing you've ever seen in your whole life? The craziest story you've ever seen?
Oh,
You've
bro.
witnessed.
White pussy.
shit. Yep. Open it up and it was a rape whistle in that bitch. I was like, what are so many allegations? This bitch has the police on lip down. Why? You've mostly had white pussy. Why? Like,
What, how do you know that?
That's an assumption.
nigga, I'm looking at you.
Because we're looking at the couch.
Yeah.
That's just what he brought tonight.
She is what's known as a common representation. So, what is? I think it's the most dangerous pussy in, at least in these United States.
Latina.
No, that's the most pleasurable.
hang
I
on.
said dangerous.
Hang on. You got one. You guys are talking about danger on macro and micro levels. So Latino on a micro level, way more dangerous. White women on a macro level, way more dangerous. Yeah. So before you start shaking your head at my vocabulary, agree with me.
No, I was like, I wonder where he's going with this. You Malcolm Sadwell, as I like to call him.
Let me tell you
Make it
something.
tie in somewhere.
Latina pussy, you better make sure that breakup is amicable because you don't know how many cousins she has.
Yeah, you better make sure it's her
Oh,
idea.
she'll probably cut you.
Yeah, what is an amicable
She'll-
breakup?
They're
She'll-
her idea.
All my
Yeah,
exes
I
are
told you
Latino.
today. I told the truth one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the worst goddamn
Yeah,
thing
no,
I've ever done in my
dude,
life.
just
Don't
stop
tell the
paying,
truth.
Stop paying bills for a while. When she's like, "You're a loser, I'm leaving." Okay, cool.
Yeah,
But
that's
when
the
it's
Sam Kinnison approach.
when it's just
Yeah, yeah.
just a
There
hey,
is
like,
no
yo,
way to
man.
break up with anyone without making it their idea.
I thought when me and Rachel got together, I had to
Oh,
break
right.
up with my old girlfriend. I was like, I'm gonna do this right. I want to start this off right, and I give her a ride to her apartment from her bartending job.
Like a gentleman.
And we're standing there, and I'm like, look, this isn't working out. You know, I'm in love with somebody else, and I have been for a long time. And an ashtray flew by my head.
Yes.
Of course. Yes. And you know why?
And then she stalked us at every bar we went to for like the next 6 months.
Yup.
Because your
God.
dumb ass hit her with the truth.
'Cause
But they stalk, but like
Oh,
it's.
true.
I mean, and I've had white girls go crazy on me, but like they stalk and they just want to. They want closure. They want to yell and scream at you and have closure.
I thought
no,
the truth was closure.
No, fuck
Ah,
that.
no, the
No,
truth.
Hell
I
no.
broken up with a Mexican chick and been sitting at a bar hanging with my homies, and some Mexican dude just pulls up and be like, "So you know Alicia?
Oh
yeah, I know Alicia.
That's her cousin.
How about you come outside?" And then you look at the door, and there's 3 dudes who look just like him, and you're just like, "Hey, dude, she cheated on me. That's
Yeah.
why are y'all here?"
That's not the point, bro.
At least they were
Yeah,
polite.
that-
They ask you to go outside. Most time they just catch you inside.
Yeah.
Do that shit.
Minute you open the door.
I'm like, bro, let me
Go
go
take
pee
a
real
leak,
quick.
get your ass beat.
Let me go pee real quick, and then
Sounds
we can
like-
fucking do this. And then I'm in the phone. I'm calling every cousin. I'm calling everybody. Just like, yo, look, they done rolled out. I need y'all right now. And back when I was like 25, 26,
Yeah,
my
pager.
cousins didn't give a fuck because those dudes were all standing outside ready to fight. I had 3 dudes show up, and they just sitting there with fucking ARs, just like, oh yeah, come on, let's come outside. I was like,
Shit, you way back. You way back. I got one cousin. He only fights at weddings.
Dude, do you remember Corbin
Oh,
Gallagher?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so him and Paul Odo used to hang out together all the time. One night at Mary's on Washington, Corbin was a little lit. Goes to try to go into the bathroom, and there's a big Mexican dude in the stall. And Corbin starts kicking the door and going, "Get your fucking ass out of there. You're taking too much time." And so the dude opens the door and beats Corbin's ass. like just decks him, puts him on the ground and everything. And Corbin comes back to the bar, and he's all jacked up, and he comes up to the bar, and he starts telling Paul what happened. And I'm sitting on the other side. And Paul listens and goes, "That's exactly what should have happened."
Wow.
I fell out.
got
I was
your
on
ass
the floor.
beat. You
That's
got your ass
exactly
beat by
what
someone who
should have
just got done taking a shit.
no,
If
just got
he's
done
done.
taking a line. Even
Oh.
worse.
Either way,
sitting
he
there-
didn't wash his hands.
You
Right.
you banged on the door. It spooked him, and he dropped his coke on the floor. And now he's like,
done
"I gotta
fucked
fuck
up.
you up. I'm gonna snort the rest of this bag, and you about to get coke whooped."
That's
Sam
it.
gave this guy a backstory.
That's
Tell me I'm fucking wrong,
you
Jerry.
know that look in the mirror that went.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear, "Yeah, I'll be out in a minute, motherfucker," you run. You
Yeah.
you go to the women's bathroom and
you
you
don't
sit the
bother
fuck
that
down.
That's the best line I ever heard. That's exactly what should have happened.
What's in? Is that a tiger with allergies? What's going on in there?
Man, Jerry got a lot of snitch in his system. But-
Wait, I'm about to start telling some stories about you.
yeah, right. Number
Hey,
2
I
is
got cockeyed.
You
Sounds
snitch on
like-
yourself all the time. That's why you don't have any snitch stories.
Trey's just honest.
yeah, I don't have no other choice. But also, sounds like you guys with this hard to break up shit. Sounds like y'all not narcissistic enough in the relationship.
Oh, excuse me. Tell me what? I'm sorry.
No, I
what?
know. I'm not talking about
Come on,
you,
bro.
I ain't talking about you. I didn't
Let's-
even
let's
look
hear
at
it,
you.
let's hear it.
The eyes was
can't
over
have
there,
it.
but the heart wasn't.
You can't.
I know you a piece of shit. So listen,
You can't have a break up if there ain't a break in.
capitalism.
How am I
There
gonna
ain't
kick
a
you
break-
out from the porch?
And if it ain't followed by
No,
a
you can't stay
breakdown,
the night. No, no.
and if it ain't followed by a breakdown,
Yeah, exactly. Nah, man, you gotta. If it's all about you in the shit, when you go to release her, cause that what the fuck that's gonna feel
Here
like.
you go. Go on by
She
yourself.
gonna feel trapped in the motherfucker when you narcissistic. When you go to release her, it's gonna be relieving. So it's a win-win situation.
I'm just picturing
Wow.
the end
Next
of Old
week,
Yeller.
Holy
next
shit.
week on our channel, we're premiering a new show where Trey teaches people about marriage.
I
It's
think
good
this is-
time.
I think.
Bro,
This
I
is
know-
pretty strong
this is the thing.
advice. If you make someone feel like a prisoner long enough, is that what you're saying?
Wow.
It's the reverse Stockholm
Shay
syndrome.
got Stockholm
yeah.
syndrome.
I think.
Hey, when I
There was a
leave-
CSI
when I leave-
episode about this.
when I leave bitches, they catch their breath. They be,
Like it's about time.
what's my favorite color?
Yeah, Trey likes to give them time to untie the 2x4 from between their ankles. He's a good.
Hey, that shit works, man. I'm telling you.
They're catching their breath because Shay's walking out the door too.
Yeah, they done
God
banged two
damn.
people for 4 hours.
That's heartbreak. I ain't never gonna see them
Ah,
again.
y'all killing me,
It's
man.
the walks of shame.
I know. This is the funny part. Jerry's been legally married longer than me. I know way more about marriage than Jerry would ever know.
Clearly.
Jerry calls his wife his everything. Big mistake. That's gonna deprive you from being
Unless you
anything.
want them to be your everything. Yeah, that's a fact.
You don't have her be your everything. You gonna deprive yourself of being anything. You like, what should I be, Rachel? She's like, I don't know. Maybe me. I'm
Trey,
just trying to help you out and
I was waiting for a punchline.
the newlyweds.
Oh, I'm divorced, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
Oh, you like a nice 38.
No.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
28.
Wow, fucking right on the money.
Oh, okay,
And you already had a divorce?
Yeah, I was married for 4 years.
That you have the face for that.
Yeah. It was
4 years.
it was Nah, I don't know.
Oh, you don't want her to know.
Oh no, she knows.
You whooped
She
that?
knows. No, yeah. No. I'm
Don't say that. You got an album
just
coming out.
kidding.
If you was rapping, you say that. Yeah, I beat that bitch, bro.
No,
you did say it like she knows.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of makeup.
Beat the pussy out. Beat the pussy out. Beat the pussy
No wonder you was late. She put on foundation and shit. Cover that shit up right now. Got these motherfuckers walking
yeah,
in here.
no. Sunglasses at night's a rock star thing. It's a.
Damn, that bitch look cool. Bro, she's scared, bro. She's scared.
She's so skittish.
Why she holding his pocket?
She your backup jumper?
don't you fucking leave my side.
You look like one of them we going to the bathroom motherfuckers.
She's over there laughing way too hard at this shit.
Bitch, we gotta pee.
Well, she knows what happens if she doesn't.
Give her
I
that
thought
look.
it was
you like,
funny, baby. I thought it was funny. You
she
say
say some
that.
shit. You're like,
She
we gonna talk when we get home.
she thinks her name is who the fuck is he?
She gonna be in the car on the way home like, you were laughing too. You were laughing too.
That's some fucked up shit. You see two people in the stall, you like, they fucking? Like, no, they are pissing. That's it.
You gotta look at which way their feet's facing.
Yeah. I bet you do some wild shit. You make her sit and you piss in between her legs just to make bitch.
That's actually
Like
happened
I
before.
said,
100%.
we ain't going nowhere
Caught me. Oh shit.
until we
I
both
thought
done.
she just put her hand in the air and he just gave you a green light.
Hey.
She is fucking dead. Her face is red. Her face is fucking red. She is dying.
Hey, that's done happened, fool. You caught me.
No, bro. She over there
I'm over
looking
there
like,
sword fighting.
looking like she need a black savior and shit. I see it. Hey, look, let me have her for like 3 months. I'll bring her back. She'll be a whole new woman.
Hey, if you can handle it, you can have it.
I can't handle it.
That's what I'm saying. We just said the wildest thing you've ever seen was white pussy.
I can't. No, her
He gotta go home and sit in Shay's lap. He can't
Bruh.
do those.
Shit, I done sweat.
He asked me once every 3 months what white pussy is like.
they don't like me to that level. They like, you can make me laugh. You could buy me a drink. You ain't getting none of this pussy, sir. I feel like if I fuck them, they feel like, well, I gotta convict this nigga. I feel like that's what it is. I have
Vicariously
I look
through me,
like
huh?
every guilty nigga from the '60s.
Well, you're not big enough to fight your
It's
dad.
the beard, bro. It's the beard.
They're like, I ain't got that rough of a background. Both parents.
But you look like
I
you
ain't
should be
shot
wearing a
nobody.
button up and have a cigar and shit.
I supposed to.
Yeah,
Like-
oh, look who outed who. You guys figured
exactly.
each other out.
Yeah, I think we should fuck.
Then we have a podcast.
Goddamn.
I knew it.
Two
guys in a
engagements.
tent.
Oh,
Two
shit,
engagements on the
homie.
podcast tonight.
Did
This
we
is
become best friends?
it's legal here now. This
That's our podcast. Two guys in a tent.
all right, we should put a pin in this before you guys fuck. This is
Oh my god.
Fun night.
Or at least let me move.
what are,
Come on, bro.
No. I don't do threesomes. Wrong guy.
You're the pillow. You're the pillow.
Jerry, you big enough to have a threesome on. I will say.
that's I wouldn't take that shit from him. Sadly, we're
I
out of
know.
time. You guys.
He will
You guys
kill
in
you.
the chat, we appreciate you. Follow us on YouTube. It's very easy to go to just /Whiskey Brothers. It's a repository for all cool things us. Clips from all of our shows. You finished a beer and a bunch of shots. We knocked down an entire bottle of this and almost an entire bottle of that. We've been joined for both episodes by our friend Ian Dartez, formerly of Hold On Hollywood, but soon to be on some solo ventures.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to
Also
announcing
by-
the new names. And, of course, vaultsoflore.com. Vaultsoflore.com. Vaultsoflore.com.
And Jenny Rickaris and Bryant High.
Of course. Who got engaged on episode 947. It will live in infamy on the podcast and in their memories as well.
Bro, they ain't got no kids yet.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That's not even what them two races do.
Motherfucker, your ass ain't got no kids.
That's different, bro. That's a different thing. Hold on. I just ain't told Shay about this nigga. It's a cross-eyed motherfucker out there that's...
Damn.
Were you born cross-eyed or did your daddy knock you that way?
This is hereditary. My whole family had these eyes on my dad's side. You go to a family reunion, you don't know who talking to who.
At some point,
Lord.com.
don't they all, like, isn't each generation a little bit worse till one of them comes back around and they normal?
Now, yeah, you go further, like my dad's uncles and shit, boy, they shit was bad. Everybody will shade.
How
But
many
he's got a
generations are
cousin
you
in
from?
St. Louis with straight eyes.
How many generations? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How many generations are you from them hitting?
I guess just one. It skipped my dad.
Think of it like
That
I
family
look at
was
it like
lazy.
every 24 generations, your eyes are at noon.
That's really funny.
Like the
My brother.
Broke eyes are right once a day.
You can stand it on his head. Yeah.
It's a full moon today.
Trying to say you can stand his eyes on their side like an egg.
Hey,
2 days a year.
That's fucked up. That's hey, it's all good, homie.
I raise my
okay.
glass to
You
every
can just
one
look
of
at
you.
two different people at the same time.
Trey, watch your six. I'm always watching my
That's
six.
why Trey likes threesomes.
That's why I probably think I'm having threesomes.
I
gave that joke to you.
I gave that joke.
Trey Tutson, Sam Damaris, Jerry Wayne
Thank you.
Longmire,
Fun night.
Ian Dartes joined us. I'm Slade Ham. Our good friends Jenny and Bryant engaged in the background. Cheers to you and to of course Will Loden and Jose
on.
Pena working the 1s, 2s,
Can
3s,
you let him
and
ring
4s.
in late?
And get it in. You know you want it. It's a last minute ring in. Can you beat the what I can't read of my own handwriting for the episode titles?
Trey and Shay be fucking thoughtsoflore.com.
Thoughts of Lord. You son of a bitch. That was good. Still Vaults of Lord. Go there. Vaultsoflore.com. Our sponsor all the way through the month of September. Cheers, guys. What a good episode. We'll see you on the flip side.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.